Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel As Per Life Science. In today's lecture we will study about electron microscopy. In the last lecture we have studied about fluorescence microscopy. In today's lecture we will starting with a new topic, that is electron microscopy. So let us start. So what exactly electron microscopy is? So electron microscope is a scientific instrument which uses a particle beam of electrons. Okay, this is a very important point, that what we use a particle beam of electrons. So we use electrons, okay, to illuminate the specimen and create a highly magnified image. Okay, instead of light, what we use beam of electrons. This is a very important point, and due to this we call this microscope as a electron microscope. Okay, the fundamental principle of electron microscopy are similar to those of the light microscopy. There is a just slight difference in between light microscopy and electron microscopy, that instead of light here we use beam of electrons. Except optical lenses are replaced with the electromagnetic lenses. Okay, in light microscopy we use two types of lenses, eyepiece and objective lens. And here, instead of using those optical lenses we use electromagnetic lens. What exactly we use? Electromagnetic lens. And a high velocity of electron beam is used instead of visible light. So here we have seen two changes, that instead of optical lens what we use electromagnetic lenses, and instead of light we use electrons. Okay, why exactly we use electron, this we'll see in this video only. Okay, so this is the diagram for light microscopy and this is the diagram for transmission electron microscopy. So just the difference is, here we use objective lens as a electromagnetic lens. Here what we will use electromagnetic lens in a electron microscopy, and in light microscopy we will use objective lens, that is optical lenses. Alright, so due to shorter wavelength of an electron, the resolving power of an electron microscope is very high. In the first video of this microscopy series, we have seen that wavelength is directly proportional to the resolution. Sorry, inversely proportional to the resolution. It means if we want a better resolution, the wavelength should be lower, right? If we want a better resolution, wavelength should be lower. The light which we use in a compound microscope or light microscopy, that is white light, the visible light, which is visible light. So visible light has a wavelength of 400 to 700 nanometer. Right, and below that UV has a range of almost 100 to 400 nanometer, and electrons have a wavelength of 2 nanometer. Okay, now what exactly we want? We want better resolution, and for this better resolution wavelength should be lower. So as we can compare here, visible light has a wavelength of 400 to 700 nanometer. Okay, that is very large wavelength, and in electron wavelength is of only 2 nanometer. So this 2 nanometer is a very low wavelength, and which will give a very higher resolution. As this electron have a lower wavelength, see just only 2 nanometers, that is very low. So this electron microscope will provide a very high resolution because of this wavelength of electron. Okay, so this is the concept behind the electron microscope. This is the main principle behind the electron microscope, because they have a shorter wavelength. Okay, this is the diagram for light microscopy and electron microscopy. So we'll see some differences between light microscope and electron microscope. The magnification for light microscope is about 1000 to 1400 times. Alright, we have seen this. If your eyepiece is of 10x and objective lens is of 100x, then we'll get magnification of total 1000x. So we'll get magnification of 1000 times. Okay, this is the maximum magnification for any light microscope. And in electron microscope we can get magnification up to 1 lakh times. Okay, this much very huge magnification because the wavelength of this electron is very low. Okay, the resolution is 0.2 micrometer. For light microscope the resolution is 0.2 micrometer, and for electron microscope it is 0.5 nanometer. Okay, for our eyes the resolution is 0.2 millimeter. That is, we can differentiate 2 points which are placed above this distance. Okay, for light microscope the resolution is 0.2 micrometer, and for electron that is in nanometer, 0.5 nanometer. Okay, it depends on the electron microscope as well. The latest electron microscope can give you a resolution up to 0.2 nanometer as well. Alright, the radiation source for light microscope is a visible light. Alright, what we use visible light. Okay, and in electron microscope what we use electron beam we use. Okay, the medium of travel is a air. Okay, and here in electron microscope the medium of travel is high vacuum. Okay, because what we use electron. Okay, if there is a presence of atmosphere, this electron will collide with the dust particle or any type of elements which is present in the air, and it can distract from its path. Okay, so therefore we have a high vacuum medium of travel. Okay, like suppose if I give you an example, see, suppose this is the electron microscope. Suppose this is the body of electron microscope. Here we keep our specimen, and here is the electron gun. So electron will bombard on this particular specimen. Okay, and here if we keep atmospheric some dust particle, or the electrons will collide to this particle and it will distract from its original path. So what we have to do, we have to create a high vacuum here. So due to this vacuum no particle will be present here. Okay, and electron will never distract from its path, and it will go directly to a specimen which is kept over here, and it will create a high resolution image. Okay, so this is the idea behind the electron microscope, that we have to create a vacuum. Okay, so the medium of travel air which is present in the light microscope, and here we have to create a high vacuum. Then in the light microscope lenses are made up of glasses, and here lenses are electromagnetic lenses. What we use electromagnetic lenses. This is the difference between light microscope and electron microscope. And the specimen mount in a glass slide, and here the specimen mount on a magnet grid. Okay, so these are some differences between light microscope and electron microscope which we have to write in your examinations. All right, so next point is principles of electron microscopy. The electron microscopy is based on a principle of using electron as a source of illumination, which we have seen earlier. So in the place of light, which is used in a optical or a light microscope. Okay, so the greater resolution and magnification of the electron microscope is because of the de Broglie's wavelength of an electron. Okay, so de Broglie's wavelength, it suggests that the formula for this wavelength is h upon m v. H is Planck's constant, m is the mass, v is the velocity. And according to this formula, the electron has a very shorter wavelength as compared to visible light. Okay, which is much smaller than that of the photon of a visible light. So visible light has a very high wavelength, which we have seen that 400 to 700 nanometer, and this electron has a very short wavelength which is of 2 nanometer. which will create a very high resolved image. Okay. So due to higher resolving power, the electron microscope distinguishes two closely placed particles as a separate entities in a much better way than that of light microscope. So the resolution for light microscope, which is 2 micrometer, 0.2 micrometer, and for electron microscope it is 0.5 nanometer, which is a very less distance. Okay, and the resolution is very high for this electron microscope. The electron microscope uses electrostatic and electromagnetic lenses, informing the image by controlling the electron beam to focus it at a specific plane relative to the specimen. So here we do not use optical lenses, that is, we do not use objective lenses. What we use instead, that we use electromagnetic lenses. Okay, and these electromagnetic lenses will help to pass this electron through the specimen. Okay, it will avoid any deviation of this electron. The electromagnetic lenses will focus beam of electron on the specimen. Okay, so this is the function of electromagnetic lenses. Okay, it will avoid the deviation of electrons from its path. Okay. So the electron microscope obtained much higher magnification up to 1 million times, while the best light microscope are limited up to magnification of 1000 to 1400 times. ये जो हमने पॉइंट ऑलरेडी देख लिया है. ओके, सो नेक्स्ट, द टाइप्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी. देर आर वेरियस टाइप्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन माइक्रोस्कोपी. फर्स्ट वन, transmission electron microscopy, which is also called as STEM. Next, scanning electron microscopy, SEM. Reflection electron microscopy, then scanning transmission electron microscopy, low voltage electron microscopy, and last one is high voltage electron microscopy. We will focus on these two, transmission electron microscopy and scanning electron microscopy, TEM and SEM. We will study a detail about this TEM and SEM. Next one, advantages of electron microscopy. The electron microscopy is a highly sophisticated technique. Okay, so this is a very sophisticated technique where we use digital cameras, then monitors, computers. So this is very sophisticated technique. It gives a much higher resolution than that of light microscopy. Light microscopy will give you maximum of 1000 to 1400 times resolution, where electron microscope will give you about 1 million times. Okay. It is very essential for a majority of the laboratories and research purpose. For various research purposes, we use electron microscopy. We use mostly SEM and TEM. Okay, that is scanning electron microscope and transmission electron microscope. Researchers use these techniques to examine biological samples, medical samples, metals and crystalline structures, and the characters of the various surfaces. The characters of various surfaces, that is topography. Okay, so it gives information about the sample with respect to topography, morphology, composition and crystallography. This is the structure of image which is created from the scanning electron microscopy. These are the pollen grains. As we can see, this is the very detailed, it provides a very detailed information about these pollen grains. Okay, because the resolution is very high. As we can see, the minute structure, minute outgrowths which is present on the pollen grain. So this is very important in the field of palynology. Palynology is the study of pollen grains. So here scanning electron microscope plays a very important role. Okay, so these are some advantages of electron microscopy. There are some disadvantages as well. The real electron microscope image do not carry any color information and are gray. All the electron microscope images are black and white, that is gray. They do not provide any color information. Okay, as light microscope or fluorescence microscope will provide a very colorful images, whereas electron microscope will provide black and white images. Okay, these microscopes are expensive to build and maintain. This microscope have has a value of in crores. Okay, almost 3 crores to 5 crores depending on the type of microscope. So they are very expensive to build. Okay, the sample preparation and maintain as well, because we have to make a separate room for this electron microscopy. Okay, a sample preparation method involves the electron microscopy are very complicated, time consuming and costly. See, in light microscope, for we take the stem or any biological sample, we take the transfer section or vertical section and we mount it directly with the help of glycerin or any stain. But this is not the case in electron microscopy. we have to go through a various processes which we will study in next lecture, that how to exactly we form a biological sample for electron microscopy. This is a very complicated process and very time consuming, and it's very long process, okay, which we have to follow before we keep our specimen in SEM or TEM, that is electron microscopy, okay. And it's very, as we have seen, that it's very time consuming, complicated and costly, okay. So this is some disadvantages of electron microscopy. They are dynamic rather than static in their operation, requiring extremely stable high voltage supplies and extremely stable currents, okay. To make like in electron gun, we have to produce a electron beams, okay. For that we use a extremely stable currents, okay, and a high voltage supplies, okay. So it requires a stable current, so that we use a high instruments for production of these high voltage supplies and stable currents, okay. As they are very sensitive to the vibrations and external magnetic fields, microscope are designed to achieve a high resolution, must be housed in the stable buildings with a special services such as magnetic field cancellation system, okay. Actually we cannot keep electron microscope in a normal room. We have to make a special room for it which has a magnetic field cancelling systems, okay. And it should be a very clean and neat room, because as we are using electrons and air vacuum inside that electron microscope, so we have to make a special room for this electron microscopy, and this electron microscopy will be handled by only professionals, okay. There is a special courses which which teaches us how to handle this electron microscopy. So only professionals do this work and not a ordinary person, alright. So these are some disadvantages of electron microscopy. The samples largely have a viewed in a vacuum, as molecules that make up air would scatter the electrons, okay. So due to this reason only, this electron microscope are like the travel, which is the medium which is present in the electron microscope is of vacuum, okay, because air would scatter the electrons. If there is a presence of air inside it, it will scatter the electrons from its path. So we have to create a vacuum inside our electron microscope. So these are some advantages and disadvantages of the electron microscopy. I hope this lecture was very informative. If you have any doubts and difficulties, you can ask me in the comment section. We'll see you in the next lecture. Goodbye, take care.